Good morning, everyone. It's a frosty day here at the shop in Idaho. It's still dark outside, but we have a lot of work to do, so I'm going to get right to it. Today, I'm going to be grinding, heat treating, and hopefully etching this little Santoku blade. If you recall from previous episodes, this is 90-layer Damascus steel forged from field Harrow spring steel in 15 and 20. One side has a raindrop pattern and the other side has a random pattern. So it's going to be exciting to see how the pattern turns out and what kind of neat designs we have on this blade. The first thing I need to do though is correct a very slight tweak to the blade that I didn't quite get on the last normalizing cycle. So let's get right to it. So the blade is rough ground. That means that the bevel is ground in, the scale is gone, the tang is ground down flat and tapered. And so the next thing we need to do is heat treat this thing. And by that I mean harden the blade by quenching it and tempering it. So while I'm waiting for the kiln to heat up, I've got a lot of other projects to work on, so I'm going to bring you along on those a little bit as well. There's one last thing I need to do though before I go do that. This is my super fancy quenching oil station. Now, I generally use two types of quenching oil. This one is the equivalent of Parks 50, which is considered a very fast oil. And then over here I have an 11-second oil. It depends on the type of steel you're working with as to what type of quenching oil you need. And today we're going to be using the Parks 50. Because it's so cold out here, I have to heat it up to its operating temperature, if you will. And I'll explain why in just a second. The way quenching oil works is that it draws the heat away from the steel at a rapid pace. That pace is determined not only by the way the oil is engineered, but also the viscosity of the oil, which is directly affected by its temperature. So, in this case, this oil should be about 130 degrees, give or take. And there's a bit of a window in there, but when it's 30 degrees, it's going to have less heat conductivity than if it's at 100 or 130. And okay, we're at 1,413 degrees. Yes, I'm doing a double quench. Don't play or hate, appreciate. The frying pan is in case I ever get stranded out here in the shop and need to cook up a chicken or something. have the Santoku out of the last quench. Got a little kick, a little wobble to the edge. Probably shouldn't have done the second quench, but it's gonna be okay. We'll get it to the finish grind, and if need be, after the edge, we can apply a little bit of judicious heat and straighten things as necessary, so it's not gonna be a problem. So right now, I'm just waiting for my kiln to cool down to below the tempering temperature, and in the meantime, I have the Santoku in a nice little toaster oven to keep it happy at about 350 degrees. That's the best the toaster oven can do. So once the kiln cools down, we'll temper it, and then we can go finish grind it. It's a little while later, and the Santoku is done with 2 tempering cycles. That means we can now finish grind the blade. It is thin, it is light, it is going to slice. Now comes everyone's favorite part of knife making, and that is hand sanding. Alright guys, the Santoku is sanded down to 600 grit. We are ready for the edge. There you have it. Not bad if I do say so myself. This is the random pattern side. This is our raindrop. You can see there's some random elements to the raindrop pattern, but all in all, turned out quite nice. Nice bold pattern, and I like it. I will see you again when this is ready to put a handle on. We will finish up this little kitchen Santoku. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit that notifications button. I really appreciate your support of the channel. So thanks for watching and have a great day. I think the only thing I can say about that is you're as cold